I'll just urge caution there. So I went into the data. Remember the question, one question you asked is how many hours of sleep do you get in the night? You asked all your participants that. These are the data that are here. This is your data. These are your numbers, okay? So now we're gonna actually work with these numbers. So I didn't write out anything that you have to do, but I know I'm gonna leave a few columns here to do my work. And I'm gonna write out the step one and all that, do it all. So population one. So what we're doing is this. According to a Gallup poll, Americans get far less sleep than they need, an average of 6.8 hours per night. And yours is a different problem, but it's also real data. And this is the source. Well, it's the Gallup poll source. I hope I changed it. Doesn't matter. All right, 6.8 hours per night. That's what I found in that Gallup poll, but they didn't give me standard deviation. Use the 0.05 significance level to test the hypothesis that people like those in our sample differ from people in general. Pretty straightforward with the populations, right? People like those in our sample. We say that because we're referring to the population, not the sample. Population 2, people in general. And what is the DV? What are we measuring?
Average hours.
Hours of sleep per night. Tails? What's your clue that it's two-tailed, Stephanie?
Differ.
We use that word differ up here, yeah. And let's state our hypotheses then. H1. I'll write it. H1, this is a little harder to write than a two-tailed because you have to go in and get a symbol for not equal to. So I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to go mu1. And we could write not equal to mu2. We could go up to this. Let's see, I think our symbols are in here. Our symbols are in here somewhere. We could go up to insert symbols. Or we could write it in by hand. Okay, anyway. We don't have an easy symbol for it. HO, mu1 equals mu2. And very good. Let's go ahead and pull out all the important information from our problem. We're going to need N. What else are we going to need here? DF. Keep going. Tell me what to write here. Don't. Mu. Alpha. Mean.
SS.
SS. EVAR.
Varm.
ARM. SM.
SM and T.
And T. So let's start getting numbers here. So let's see here. Does it say? Oh, it doesn't say. How many people are in our sample? Let's go. We could do a count A or we could just go look. Since I have a number here, let's go look. It's 96. It's a good number. We have 96. So our degrees of freedom is 95. Mu. What are we using for mu in this problem?
It's not 0.8 hours.
Yeah.
Is that the average?
Yeah. This is the average for American people. So this is a nice mu to work with, 6.8. Alpha, is it stated? 0.05 again. No, we don't like that 0.01, I guess. All right, M, where are we going to get M from? We're going to have to calculate it, yeah. So let's go ahead, equals average. I'm just going to hold Control Shift and the down arrow and to get those. You see, when you do that, it just grabs everything to the end of the last data. It works as long as you don't have a gap in your data because it'll stop wherever it finds a blank cell. It's Control Shift and an arrow. Okay. All right. SS, how am I going to get SS?
Square root.
Just a second, I'm gonna write up this formula. All right, so how am I gonna get SS? You guys didn't tell me how. It's a big process, remember, getting SS is a big deal process. I'm gonna have to make some columns here, right? I'm gonna have to make a deviation column and the deviation squared column, remember? So this is your work, getting this SS. But it's not, it would think if we had to do all this by hand, we couldn't do anything, I mean, it would just take forever, right? So let's go ahead and get x minus m equals x minus m. Sorry, we went over today, Cheryl, just one of those things. What should I do here to make sure that we always stay with row 15?
Put the money symbol in there.
Yeah, let's put the $sign in there between the column and the cell listing. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and write this one too, so I don't have to copy and paste twice. Now I'm just going to square that. Could do it in one step. I tend to forget once I'm messing around with a $sign, I tend to forget to do it, so I always do it in two. That way I know I didn't miss anything. And now I'll just copy down to the end of our data set. I mean, I copied the rows and now I'm pasting it down. I'm holding the shift key to get it right where I want it. So right now I'm holding the shift key down, and if I click here, it'll highlight from where I started to where I finished. Makes it easier than scrolling. Okay, that's holding the shift key. And I'm going to use Control V to paste all that in. And I am going to do a spot check. It's always advisable because it's easy to make stupid mistakes. Did it grab the right things? I have the score. I have M. It's looking good. A common mistake people make is they accidentally subtract mu instead of M. Just watch for those things. Now, what do I do to get sum of squares?
The sum of.
You add up all the square
Yeah.
deviation.
Add up that column that says deviation squared. So let's type equals sum. And I'm going to click in the top cell. I'm going to hit Control Shift and the down arrow to select all of them and hit Enter. Okay, just little shortcuts. How do I get E there from here?
SS divided by the DF.
Yeah.
Yes, equals SS over DF. Okay. Varm,
Square root.
Square root of E bar.
E bar divided by N.
you're jumping ahead, jumping ahead. Okay, you're correct on mine. I think that was Shannon speaking.
Yeah.
So E var divided by N equals E var divided by N. All right. Now, we never do the square root until we're at this S. So think S standard deviation, S square root. Think about it that way. Think of it as S's. So now I take the square root of them. Should we go ahead and calculate our T right away since we're in here? Let's do it. So let me just write that down. SM equals varm over N, and SM equals square. What did I just do? I'm being too careless, so I'm going to erase this. I'm just concerned about your time. I didn't write this correctly. Let's just get the T score and finish this so that I can let you go. Equals M minus mu, parentheses, otherwise it's wrong, divided by SM. Aw, or yay, I don't know. I was hoping our people would get more sleep instead of the typical American, but they didn't. All right, so we can go ahead and solve this problem. Our center is mu equals 6.8. Our spread SM equals 0.1426. Good. Our shape is normal. We're not working with skew, and it's the t distribution. Step 3, we still have to get our cutoff point. Let's go get our cutoff point using alpha 0.05. And what should we enter for degrees of freedom?
95.
95. It's going to be really close to the z distribution cutoff. 1.66. See, we had 1.64 in z. That's because our n is so loud. 1.6. We're doing two-tailed or one?
We're doing 2.
We're doing
Two,
two.
'cause of the difference.
Be careful, Dr. Ross. Plus or minus 1.99. So plus, minus 1.99. A quick illustration. TA equals 1.99. DA equals negative 1.99. And so this is our fail region. All right, so we've done that. Let's do step 4, calculate our t-score. We're already done. T equals 1.00. We'll just leave it there. And so our t-score is right around here. I could use different colors, but I'm aware of your time. T equals 1. I'll write the decimals, 0.00. And what's our decision?
Fail to reject.
Fail to reject. HO. And so we can write, unfortunately for our people in our sample, I'm going to put it in a box so that it doesn't go all over the place. Unfortunately, you guys aren't getting any better sleep than anyone else. Evidence from this sample suggests that people like those we surveyed do not get, how should we put this? Do not get different hours of sleep per night than people in general. T, and I'm only using parentheses because I'm not using that subtext. We wouldn't have to. Equals 1.00, comma, what do I put? So I put p greater than 0.05?
Be in
No. Don't ever write p unless it's significant. Just write ns. All right, that's done. You have only 4 problems. One of them is just like this. And the one that I didn't do is, it's just sort of shaped out for you like this one is. So you do 2 like that, 1 by hand, and then 1 nice one using our data.